A new story about how Miranda Lambert will react when Blake Shelton proposes to Gwen Stefani is completely made up. The article not only doesn't offer any insight into Lambert's reaction, but also has no information about when Shelton supposedly plans to propose to Stefani. Instead, the piece is a collection of falsehoods cobbled together from a number of other equally unreliable outlets. Gossip Cop can exclusively shoot down this fake news. Celebrity Insider, which often publishes bogus reports, begins its latest manufactured post by regurgitating a story about there still being bad blood between Shelton and Lambert and how she can't stand Stefani. It then asks, how will she react if Blake Shelton proposes to Gwen Stefani on Valentine's Day? Rather than having an answer to its own question, the repeatedly debunked blog fills out the rest of its article with bits and pieces from other previously disproven stories. One section of the report discusses how Lambert and Shelton have traded scathing messages and been throwing jabs at each other while performing publicly. That, as Gossip Cop noted on Wednesday, was cribbed from an untrue piece in OK! That contended the exes, who divorced more than 2.5 years ago, are still at war. The reality is both have moved on, Shelton with Stefani and Lambert with fellow musician Anderson East. Next, the article ungracefully segues into how Shelton, Stefani and her kids were at last Sunday's Super Bowl. Of course, anyone with a television set knows that. After that meaningless section, the unreliable site alleges that one of Shelton's assistants has been shopping for a diamond ring for Stefani and that he'll propose on Valentine's Day. Much of this phony narrative was stolen word for word from the equally disreputable Hollywood Life. As Gossip Cop pointed out on Tuesday, that story was made up and even defies logic since it maintains Shelton pawned off picking out an engagement ring, a symbol of his eternal love, on an assistant. Celebrity Insider begins to wrap up its absurd and highly disjunctive story by asking, could Stefani and Shelton be headed down the altar? Fans will just have to wait and see. It then ends its fake news story by stating that if the two do get engaged, there is no telling just how Miranda Lambert will react to the news. So basically, the site published a 500-plus word article promising to reveal how Lambert would react to her ex-husband and Stefani possibly getting engaged, and instead admitted it has zero insight. None of this, however, surprises Gossip Cop, which in the past month alone has busted that site for wrongly claiming Shelton was cheating on Gwen. It's also the same outlet we nailed 2 weeks ago when it's falsely asserted the couple was on the verge of a split. And it's the same blog that exactly a week ago maintained that Stefani is pregnant with Shelton's miracle baby. Notably, the website doesn't mention any of those flagrant errors in its latest fabricated article. A skeptic might argue that its writers, many of whom are completely untraceable, don't check in with one another before publishing their fake news. Simply, it appears the habitually discredited website seemingly never fact-checks and instead slaps together outrageous rumors and untrue tales in an effort to dupe people into clicking onto its bogus reports.